Pastor Steve, we talk about God and we talk about Jesus. I cut onto your little hint just a few minutes ago, and I could have read the whole interview, and you looking for the right or wrong. Let me tell you something. We have to learn from our mistakes. That means the government, the community, and the society. And this is where Joe Biden and Donald Trump at. They know the business in the community is racism. What are you going to do about it? Trump had a job to do and he failed. And when I mean fail, he didn't fail the people. He felt the spirit of God and Jesus because he talked about Social Security getting out of death. The business need to get out of death, and we need to sanctuary them with disability. These are the things that God understand. Without change, what do we have? Without understanding what they know these businesses got problems. They know these things. Look at the lesson, Pastor Steve. I want you to look at these things. Look how many disabilities. We do a survey, and we get our government to do a survey, and we talk about this. How many businesses in America from not to 2000, from all the way back, how many participation that a business did participate with disability? And then understand their weak parts and understand those things to correct those things. Joe Biden and Trump knowed, and they took that for granted. Let me tell you, Pastor Steve, right now, they letting the devil win by taking. Pastor Steve, you got to understand what is going on here, Pastor Steve. Pastor Steve, I want to talk to them. By them deducting out of my check, they are stealing, racism stealing. And Donald Trump think this is cool. This is not cool at the end of the day because they are winning. The enemy are winning. And you have to understand that the ones that don't want to play nice and treat as equal, Kanye West said on his album Empire with Jay-Z on it, racism and Sand Club, they just been considering it. But Matt, make this more understanding. We dealing with different personality traits. We dealing with different personality traits, and to understand those things of what we dealing with. We can't blame other people. This is where Walmart is going to play where we're going to make change. I can't allow Dallas. When I was in the community talking about things in 2019, I was talking to these kids about these ideas in the Willowbend Mall and at the school going to the Galleria Mall. Talking to them. They don't know everything that went on. Everybody don't know everything that took place. I'm at the Garland Library and they don't know everything that took place between the mayor of Dallas behavior. Y'all don't know these kids smiling in the Willowbend Mall in Plano. I'm at the Taco Bell talking to kids and the worker getting mad. Because I'm telling these kids to pick up business book. This is what I was talking about. I'm on the train talking to people. I'm just letting my personality just show and do all of that. But the mayor is doing everything to win the election, and the black people at Dart, they had an attitude in Addison. These people, the one that's the problem, and God, you and Trump wanna put my life in jeopardy for his people, for the people that got the difference, and not about the thing. All right, we went to the Supreme Court. I filed the civil rights on the Supreme Court, and then the White House. Then we did in the Justice Department. Then I went to the state of Texas Supreme Court. Let's talk about these things. I have already won against all of them. Let's talk about this. Ton laughing. You making them win, and you not willing to do nothing about it. God said you have betrayed me for them. You have betrayed me for them. You have betrayed me to understand these things. You have betrayed me for them, Trump. You have betrayed them when you say something that you wasn't supposed to say. You got your people trust. But God said you don't have my trust, Jesus. And you play on people's belief system. Pastor Steve, when I get ready to meet you, I can't wait to meet you. And have this personality conversation and just talk one-on-one when we can come to an understanding of what's going on here. I've been to church all my life. I've been to church in July, over here last year, July. Me and my mom going to the courtroom. I told my mom, we've been to court the last time. I need you to trust in God, trust in what happened in that community. Family gonna have their differences, but when communities play a part of it, and the racial behavior of the mayor, what he said, that's the difference of where we trying to go at and the goals that we're trying to go. And that's the goal that we're trying to go and trying to do these things. I had my own apartment at 18. Samantha, let me tell you, Samantha in Dallas want to always get an apartment with me. She said, Hubert, you too good for me. But as a female, you got to know how to not let people manipulate you. It's okay to have a guy, male, as a roommate. And I'm having my own apartment at 18. Rick is my own 19 years old. It's okay to have a guy, female, to have an apartment. But a woman is much different than that. And I can tell Samantha, one day we might get a house and be friends with each other. We maybe not know. She always talking about her mama travels a lot. And when she want to go travel to her mom, we always talk. We talked to each other last year. Me and Samantha talked to each other. And we always talked about those things. And she just a friend, guys. That's all that is. That's the concept of those things is. And that's the concept of those things. But we are not directing those things and those concepts of those masters. But the community constantly with their own behavior and their own thing. I don't have no, we both, me and my ex, we both made mistakes. When we come together, Pastor Steve, when her mom is saying, Dad, we're going to wake up to our mistakes and we're going to learn from it one day. And when we do come together, we're going to say, oh, we both, and we can be together. That's the problem with it. We both know the mistakes that we made as a kid and we made as a teenager. It's about us when her mom and dad say something. So it's about understanding that. And she already spoke. I just have to give her time. But Mirza did something he was not supposed to say for a contract because he wanted to be down. I love Sabina to death, man, even though we have our differences. But things are being taken. And I got to read your full interview, Pastor Steve. I got to read your full interview. I got to read your full interview when we talk about, I'm in theater, I'm talking to drama, I'm doing all of that. But Dallas wanted to lie, Yellow Breeze and them wanted to lie, and they still lying. And think that's cute. Now the state attorney need to confess and lose their job. I got to make sure they don't try to break anyone mad and intimidate and deal what they did from that courtroom. They have to lose their job in the Dallas courtroom. It must happen. It must happen. Different state attorneys, they know who they are. It must happen. They give up their title by choice. It must happen. An example must be made out of the state attorneys from different courtrooms. And God say, Justice Department, you must give me their job. You must give it to me. They know who they are. The security guard, they know who they is trying to break my mind. They know who they is. You get the job done. As soon as a bullet come that way, that mayor and all them state attorneys going to be put to death. We ain't holding no prisoners. You don't get a special treatment for participating and lying about it.